Welcome everybody to Find You Fridays. So let's get down to business and get to and share this out, my friends. Share out into your groups, share it to your feed, share it wherever you desire to pop it. That would be just amazing. I'd be super, super grateful if you could do that. Yes, because of course the more people that we share this out to, the more opportunities that we have to increase our beautiful community that we have here. And I'm so grateful for this community. I say this every week and it hasn't changed. I'm still very, very grateful for this community. And, you know, I find that every week, no matter what's going on in my life, as long as, you know, I'm energetically all good to come on and play, I really, really do look forward to it. And there's this moment when I'm eating my dinner and I'm like, oh, looking like a kid at Christmas, waiting for Christmas Day to come, because I just know that I'm going to be playing with you all super soon. And it's going to be super fun. And, you know, I love it. Absolutely love it. So just sharing this out into a few groups just so I can then focus all my attention on you beautiful, beautiful beings. Okay. That's already being live streamed into there, so that's all good. And just because I can, let's pop that over there. Alrighty. And of course we require to go mute there, so I can open that up. And then we can go and pin that. Beautiful. Fabulous. So one of these days I'm going to learn what the stars thing is about. That'll be so cool. Oh dear. Righty-ho. Probably I should go and consult the Freedom Era and find out all about it. That's what I should do. Hi, Edwina. So lovely to see you, sweet pea. How are you going today? Okay, cool bananas. Okay, cool bananas. Thank you. Awesome. Fantastic. There's a funny little note because I've now started my community group for Find You Fridays. So that one there, I will talk about a little bit more later. It's only just in the beginning stages. There's not too much up happening in there at the moment, but that's okay. But what I can say is that there is going to be more content in there moving forward. I have found myself having these moments of going, oh, I should talk about that. Oh, where shall I share that? Do you know what I mean? And it's a really fun thing to have that moment where you're like, goodness, how did I get so jolly lucky? So there we go. I will talk more about the Facebook group a little bit later. All right, so let's have a little sip of my tea. I've got some really yummy red seal tea today, which is from New Zealand. It is called Zen, and it is one with St. John's wort and zinc, and it smells like passion fruit. So it's a really, really lovely concoction. Just a nice way to sort of chill out after a really long week in a funny way. I was actually contemplating this week. It's like, yes, we had Tuesday off, but I didn't really have Tuesday off because I was busy doing renovations on Tuesday, so I've worked that entire week. I had that moment of going, do you know, even on a short week or a week where you've got like a public holiday or whatever in it, I actually find those to be more tiring in so many ways than the ones that you don't have a thing. I think it's like you get a taste of freedom. And then you're like, oh, now I've got to go back to work. And I don't really feel like that about my work, but I do pick it up from other people, which is always interesting. So, yeah. We shall be getting into our weekly reading in just a moment. I'm looking to see which cards would like to come out and play for our weekly reading. So, let's see. None of the ones that I've touched yet, I don't think. Interesting. Oh, no. Alrighty. So what fun things have you done for yourself this week? I'd love to know. I'd love to know how you've been traveling over this week. It's been a very, very interesting week, hasn't it? You know, with all of the different planetary changes. And of course, we had Mercury going into retrograde again. We had, hi, Bella. Hi, darling. How are you going, sweet pea? So, yeah, all the astrological stuff that's been going on, the general consciousness that's been going on, the upgrades of moving into the sign of Taurus, the all the things. So all the things have been going on. So people are probably feeling maybe a little bit rough after the season of Aries, because Aries is a very, you know, do like sort of sign. I know it well, being an Arian. And then we're moving into the sign of Taurus, which is a little bit more laid back and a little bit more pondery and a little bit more like sleepy. I always think of like that childhood story of Ferdinand the Bull when I think of you know, the sign of Taurus. It's very much that sort of lazing around, not lazing, but just chilling out kind of signs underneath the tree with the daisy in the hair. And oh dear. All right, so if we're having a look at our general reading for the collective, and we are looking at that from tomorrow being the 29th of April through to the 5th of May, we are only just inching into a full moon, which is actually on the Saturday, on the 6th of May. So we'll be just sort of starting to hint into that towards the end of next week. So I don't know how you all feel about full moons. Full moons tend to tire me out. They seem to drain my energy quite nicely and make me slow down more so than draining my energy. They certainly encourage me to go to bed early. It encourages me to you know, not be so much on the rush. Whereas as I've mentioned before, new moons are definitely more of a like energy booster for me. So I'm not entirely sure what that's all about. But yeah, full moons, on the other hand, are a slowdown for me. I know that if we check our Moonology book, which we will obviously revisit again next week, the full moon is about evaluating your results and celebrating your achievements and that sort of stuff. So certainly that is a really big part of a full moon, is in this part of the slowing down. It's having a look at just reevaluating things and just giving yourself a little bit of a pat on the back, or maybe having a little bit of a redirection. So let's have a look at these energies for the next week and see how we can best work with them. We've got the big, huge animal tarot deck out at the moment, so it takes me a little bit longer to shuffle because it's big. and I don't have that bigger hands. So I do have an interesting story. Well, I think it's interesting, that I was going to actually share in the Facebook group. And I may still do that for those of you who don't actually catch this episode. So that's cool. So over last weekend, I did a personal session. And it was an amazing session. But I forgot one of my top rules. I wouldn't say number one, but certainly one of my top rules of when I finish with a session, I detach my energies from that person by using an access consciousness tool called Destroying and Uncreating the Relationship. I forgot to do that. And this particular session with this beautiful being had a lot of lower back pain. And and this is where the 3D humanish brain kicked in, and it decided to, so on the Tuesday when everybody else is, doing their Anzac Day and things like that, I was off doing renovations, and I went to go and put my shoes on, and my back went twing in the exact same spot as what had been for that client. Now, at the time, I just wrote it off as being, I must have moved my body a funny way or whatever. I was putting on my shoes. Wasn't exactly doing anything weird. That's beautiful. Thank you, Bella. I'll check that out later. And it wasn't until yesterday, so this Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that I went, hang on, is this pain, no, it wasn't exactly pain, it was just like a tension. Is this tension even mine? And it was like, no. My body said, no, it's not. And I went, you silly Billy. So I, did my return to centers with consciousness attached and did a few other tools and stuff in there, and it started to ease off. But because I'd let it sit with me for so many days, it took a little bit longer to remove from my system than if I had just at that time, as soon as I sent off my replay email, boop, normally I do it then as I send it off, and I forgot. So it was a timely reminder. Don't forget your tools. We all forget them sometimes. They're so useful, yet we sometimes forget them. All right, so, interesting. Let us have a look. And of course, if you wish to have an extended reading today, feel free to pop in a little donation and you can get an extended reading today. So let's have a look at the reading for the collective for this next week from the 29th of April through to the 5th of May. So the first thing we've got up is the Frog card, which is the Prince of Summer. So we've got romantic, flirtatious, introspective, and enchanting. So a deeply emotional land. Oh, and probably romantic. It's in brackets. Experience will sweep you off your feet. Things can move very quickly during whirlwind encounters, so stay balanced and make your decisions with both your heart and your intellect. So what I'm actually hearing from this is that you're going to be presented with some really interesting opportunities and possibilities this week. And what they're asking you to do is to be really mindful of where, you are only choosing from one aspect of you. Are you just choosing from your heart, or are you choosing from your head, or are you choosing with both in consideration? Now, for me, I choose when I have big opportunities or possibilities pop up into my world, I choose with my awareness, so with my ears, where I feel my light and heavy tool. I listen to my heart as well, I use my pussy awareness, and then I also, from time to time, will also use muscle testing. So the sway technique is the one that I prefer to use. I don't use this one with the finger testing because I believe that you can quite easily fudge yourself up on that one. It's very, very easy to just give yourself the answer that you wish to have. You have to be very, very ethical, I think, to be able to not sway your results from being what you would like it to be. Whereas I find that with the sway technique, that is certainly much easier for me to just let go of, especially when I'm up in the theta healing plane, up on the 7th plane. And then I do a muscle testing from up there. It's like there is no lies up there. It is just is what it is. And I just let go of all that control. So whatever techniques you use, make sure there's not just one dominating all the others. Make sure it is a full collective okay for any possibilities that come up. Okay. And then you've also got to make sure you say truth on the front of everything that you ask about, because when it comes to awareness, if you don't say truth, what can happen is that refined judgments can start creeping in there and giving you a skewed view or a skewed result as far as your awareness goes. And these refined judgments are a bit sneaky in that for an awareness, what will happen is like you'll be halfway through asking a question and you'll already have the awareness. You'll already have that lightness or the heaviness or whatever, the contraction or expansion, if you like. You'll already basically know the answer to your question before you've even finished it. That's a true awareness, okay? When it is a awareness that is tainted or skewed by refined judgment, you'll finish your question. Then there'll be like a heartbeat or a slight gap between the end of your question and the awareness coming in. And that is where you know that you're starting to dive into, other people's stories, projections and expectations. You're diving into potential lies. You're diving into all sorts of stuff that is not actually true for you. And it's a really handy little tool to know about, because so often we go, but I asked my awareness and why didn't it work out properly? But when you go back and review, you go, oh, actually, there was that little bit of a gap there. And that little gap is refined judgments kicking in. And so unless you get your awareness as you're asking your questions and you've said truth at the front, truth keeps the refined judgments out of it. Okay, it stops it from happening. But if you have, if you don't say truth on the front and you get that gap, that's a pretty good sign that you've got some other energies or belief systems or whatever floating around, just skewing your awarenesses. Okay, so keep that in mind. Make sure you're choosing from all of your elements and that they're in unanimous decision or unanimous agreement rather about whatever these possibilities are. You'll know what they are. And if they're not unanimous and they don't match the energy of the life that you truly desire, you don't have to choose it, or you can choose it and just have fun with it and see what happens. All right, so for the next week, let's have a look. We've got the Hermit card, which is Firefly. Isn't that a cool card? Have you ever seen fireflies? I actually have never seen fireflies until I went to Bali. Then I got to see them. We were staying in a accommodation that was sort of up past these rice paddy fields. And we would walk from Ubud up this little bit of a road and we'd see all these fireflies flying all over the rice paddy fields. It was so cool. I've never seen them before. And I was just standing there enraptured for ages just watching all of these fireflies. So take time for contemplation, to retreat and go within. Be a beacon for others on their path to spiritual enlightenment. Now, one of my soul sisters is absolutely excellent for doing this. She is so in tune with taking time for herself and being just really centered within. And when she notices things and she requires a bit of rest and hermit time, that's what she does. And she does it without apology anymore. She's been through a big, big journey, but I admire her so much for, resting without apology. And I take a lot of inspiration from that. And I have a lot of my days and that are really busy right now. But when I do get like an hour or 2 hours or whatever, where I just get a chance to just rest and just do nothing for an hour or two, I'm like, I'm taking it right now. And yes, I could be up, I could be doing something else, I could be vacuuming the floors or doing washing or whatever it might be, pulling some weeds or whatever. But there are times when your body just actually requires rest. So along with that first card of like being mindful of choosing from all of your elements, also take time to ponder those carefully. So it's interesting, those first two cards have a double meaning to them, which is really cool. I love tarot for that. All right, we've got the Ace of Spring, which is the white tiger. A wonderful new opportunity presents itself. So again, we're being told it may have come as a surprise, but you will still want to leap into action and passionately pursue every possibility. All right, so again, we are being reinforced with the frog card that you're going to have some cool things coming up this week. And it's going to be, goodness gracious, we've got some really yummy energies coming through. This one is also talking about, romantic stuff. Check this out for the next card, the Two of Summer. We've got the lovebirds. So somebody out there in our community is going to be given some really interesting opportunities around possible love interests or some interesting things. Maybe those of you who are within relationship, perhaps your partners are going to be, giving you some opportunities or possibilities for enjoying your relationship a little bit more. Some new interesting things popping up. Anyway, so you're falling in love or experimenting a deepening of emotion in your current relationship. Marriages or romantic partnerships in distress can still be saved. Don't give up. Yeah, I love love too. I really do. I'm a serial relationshipist. I love being in relationships. I'm not afraid to admit that. So obviously there's going to be while there's some quiet contemplation going on, I'm also sensing that perhaps there's an opening up of the more romantic energies this next week, which could be quite nice for some of us, eh? All right, let's have a look at the Seven of Summer, which is the Maine Coon kitten. So it's time to stop procrastinating and make a decision so that you can move forward with a priority. If you need to do some research, then do so, but don't overthink the situation. Listen to your heart. So again, we're being told it is time to keep moving forward in a gentle, kind, calm way. Don't run around like a herd of kittens. If you have a look, those lovely pussycats, they're all sitting there very calm and looking at you with their very wise eyes. So again, it is also referring to listen to your heart. So it's not all about what makes sense. Okay, sometimes it is about just going with the awareness of what is true for you. Last tarot card, we've got a life experience, which is the cuckoo. Interesting. So important changes are coming into your life that will require you to take action. Don't hesitate to move in new directions you know that are right for you. Okay. Maybe this reading is just for Bella. Who knows? All right, so with the cuckoo, and if we have a look at all of these cards all in together, okay, so this next week is going to be a really yummy week of possibilities coming up, of romance coming up, of just yummy, delicious things coming into your world. And with these possibilities that are coming up, they're still asking you, don't get swept away with it. Be balanced in your choices. Make sure that you're looking at all the aspects of it. Expand out, look at all for what it is rather than the emotions of it. Try not to get swept up in other people's emotions as well. And just be really open to the possibilities of doing things in a really super different way. Okay, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how all of that develops. Now let's have a look at our yummy card, and then we can have a look. Beautiful. Okay. Oh, we got dream. Okay, so live your dreams, my friends. Don't be afraid to dream. Don't be afraid to, let those dreams come out and have a voice in your world. Now, do you have a space where you have written down your dreams? You don't have to show them to the world. It can be just for you, but it's one of the things that I learned from going on to my feminine journey and balancing out my masculine and feminine energies is that it is really important to write things down. And obviously, we know that our words are spells as such. Our words are magic, and our written word is very much potent. It's so potent. So get to. That's why those vision board things are really cool. And I tend to do not vision boards as such with cutting out pictures and things. I actually do it more with words. I'll do words and phrases. And that's how I create like a vision board as such. But that's how I do it. You do it how you do it, but get all these things out. Like one of the things that I did on my Mama Jenna journey was, what are your top 50 legendary experiences? And these are experiences that are something that you will forever remember. These are things that are just so far out of your comfort zone that you just wow, I can't even believe that I wrote that down, let alone experience that. So I have had a few things on my legendary experiences already come true. One of them was a nude photo shoot that I did a couple of years ago now. And that was amazing. And that was down at the beach and stuff like that. It was just so super cool. So yeah, don't be afraid to look at things from a different perspective this month, this coming week. I hope you enjoyed that. Let's see, what have we got from Bella? Okay, let me just jump over into PayPal land because I heard the ding-a-ding come through. I found out something really interesting this week, actually. You know, when you're in anything where it says, in PayPal, for example, it goes, select all the images with traffic lights. So now I have to select all the images with traffic lights. Apparently, what that's doing is actually helping with reCAPTCHA, which is the program that all of that comes through. That is actually helping us to develop the technology for driverless cars. How interesting, huh? And I am just so curious to see how that all develops over the next few years. Do I trust driverless cars? Like, no, not yet. But who knows? Maybe in another 5 to 10 years, maybe we'll be there. But yeah, that was something I found out this week, was that recapture thing of, identify all the things with sidewalks and things like that. Yeah, that's all to do with developing other technologies. So there we go. Alrighty, Bella. Tell me, I've got that you wish to have one of my magical readings. So what would you like me to focus on? For today, what would you like me to write? Okay. If you could pop that in the chat, please, Bella, that would be awesome. Whee! Got some movement happening. Oh, Bella. How much have you got other people with their energetic hooks and cords stuck in you at the moment? Like, and part of that being, how much of that are you like trying to, so funny how I told that story earlier. How much are you trying to heal other people by taking their pain away from them and storing it in your own body? So with all of that, could you please now choose maybe to return that all to senders with consciousness attached? Because here's the thing, they cannot heal that part of themselves if you've got that puzzle piece in your body. This is part of the old paradigm where we took on a belief system that for us to be able to be healers, we had to take the pain out of the people, process it in our bodies, and then it could go. That is not the truth. They have to have the conscious awareness as to how to heal themselves. All right. So what happens when I'm doing a healing session is I'm not taking their pain from them. What I am is I'm a mirror. I'm like the little x-ray, if you like. And instead of the x-ray being a board on the wall, it becomes my body. So my body becomes the x-ray for them. So it's sitting at the same resonance. I'm not taking their pain from them. No fucking way. But what I am doing is resonating with that. So if I don't detach, it sits with me. It's kind of like the x-ray still sitting up on the viewfinder thingy on the wall, right? Now that's not going to be helpful for me. So that's why I'm asking, send all that energies back to the senders, send it all back to where it belongs, whether you know the people or not, with consciousness attached. The consciousness attached means that you're allowing them to have the information on an energetic level to help them heal themselves. Okay, it's not your job. Not your job. Okay? And then not your job to heal it within you is what I mean. All right? So there's that. All right. Soapbox done. Oh, funny. You got lots of energy around you, sweets. Thank you, hon. Yeah, a lot of contraction. Oops. Okay. Okay. Do you know how to remove, I'm going to put this energetic friends. Do you know how to do that? Okay. So truth, do you have some energetic friends around you at the minute that are creating a lot of wobblies and wonks and crinkles in your world? Are you willing to let them go? Get rid of them? Hi, Sandra. Right. Cool. Because this is what a lot of the yawning is about. Okay. The yawning for me is a case of like there's just this and there's other ways that I pick up on like entities and things, energetic friends, is I get a bubble that like a burp that originates in my upper chest, not in my belly. It sits here and it just goes it's like, oops, sorry. But it's one of the ways that my body tells me that, you know, there's entities and things floating around. Yeah. So it's time to let them go. Okay. Oh, goodness gracious. What I'll do is I'm actually going to pop a little thingy on here. A little, what do you call it? Advert. I'm going to do a quick entity clearing in my head for you. Okay. And I'll be right back. Thank you for that. I'm just finishing up. Ow. Okay, Bella. If you get, sorry, do you, let me ask it in a different way. Do you get lower back pain at all that just kind of comes out of nowhere? But it's like a little bit higher up, sort of a little bit lower than what your bra strap would be, but still on the spine. because that's where I'm feeling it. It's not down as low as like the coccyx or anything. It's further up than that. Cool. Just see if this feels light for you, but this is what's happening for me right now. That's a really good sign that you've got some energies hanging around you that are entity and other based, that do not require to be around you. One of the body's signals is, definitely. So yeah, just check that. If that comes up for you, just check your space and check that you haven't picked up any energetic friends along the way. And if you have, like, just let them go, like get rid of them. Do whatever tools you use to get rid of them. I use access consciousness tools to get rid of them, or rather talk to the entities tools. But as I'm not a certified facilitator and all that sort of stuff, I can't do them openly on this public forum. So, just whatever tools you use to get rid of those sorts of things. My body responds in different ways, whether it is entities or others. And that is really, you've picked up a few lately. Just saying. So hopefully that's cleared you up a little bit. All right. So take a big deep breath. Okay. So let's pop that up there so people know that I'm doing a specific reading for you. All right. So Bella, I'd like you to just expand out now, and everybody else can expand out now as well, please. So we've got expanding out our awareness, please, out beyond the size of the room, in a big bubble, up into the sky, down into the earth. Expand out your awareness out beyond the size of the country that you're in, out beyond the size of the planet, out beyond the size of the solar system, out beyond the size of the galaxies, out beyond the size of the out beyond the size of the universes. All right. And now grabbing your sense of allowance, remembering allowance is the, thank you. I was just getting rid of a happy little friend who decided that it would be fun to pop into the chat right then. So we're not going to have that on my watch. Thank you. So grabbing your sense of allowance, remembering that our allowance is the ability to be able to see, perceive, know, and view everything from just that lovely overall point of view with no emotional attachments or anything like that. Expanding out our allowance beyond the size of the planet, beyond the size of the solar system and the galaxies and the universes, and beyond our awareness. Lovely. That feels a lot better. Thank you. All right. So the first card that I've got coming up for you, Bella, is Discover Yourself Anew. Look inside and rise. All right. So at the moment, we're getting a lot of spiritual growth that is happening. Hi, Melinda. Hello, Sweet Pea. So we're getting a lot of spiritual growth. And when I see that card there, look inside and rise, what I'm seeing is like, there's some stuff for you to look at with your Akashic records. And with that opening into your Akash, what will happen is that you're going to get really, really crystal clear about what the energy of the life that you truly desire feels like and potentially looks like, but more so feels like. Okay? Because if you don't really know what that is, then it's going to be hard for you to know how to move forward, or what's going to be a great opportunity for you to choose, or what's not going to be. You know, there's certainly an element of internal, but also greater than. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing with that first card. And interestingly, the words that came through as I picked up this card was, even though the world looks like chaos, seek beauty in everything. A world of wonders opens. Okay? So even when everything seems like it's in chaos and like it's all falling apart or falling in a messy way, there is still so much beauty there. So much. And the more that you focus on the beauty, the easier you'll be able to move through this transitional space. Now, remembering, of course, that the 3D world is crumbling and has been for a while now. The 3D game is done. Those pieces of the 3D world, those puzzle pieces, or the game pieces, if you like, the chess pieces, are all being cleared away right now, but it takes time. So right now, we as a collective are flowing in between the 3, the 4, and the 5D world. We're going bounce, bounce, bounce. And if you're lucky, you're more up in the 5D. But when you're in this highly emotional space with discomfort and confusion and all of that sort of stuff, that's way more down in 3D. Okay, when we are in 4D, it's very highly emotional. The 4D space is the space where we feel all the extreme emotions, and the saddest of the sads, and the happiest of the happies, and the everything else in between, right? So when we're moving up into the 5D, which is very peaceful, there's it's a really interesting space to be functioning from, because there's not really a requirement for morals, which sounds weird. But the 5D world is more about the acknowledgement that we are a collective. So when we're working from the 5D space, we know, we don't just think it, we know it from the very cell of our being, that if we hurt one person, we are hurting everyone, including ourselves. So when we say things that are hurtful, when we do things that are hurtful, we're not just hurting one other person. Everything we do and say becomes personally accountable. So we just don't choose it in that space. So being like, we just, it's a really, really different place to be functioning from. There is no judgment in the 5D world. And it doesn't mean that we won't be flowing in between in the 3 and the 5, because we do. We are all doing it at the moment. There are very few of us that are permanently in the 5D. And that's just part of this transition space of what we're going through. Okay. Yeah. Agreed, Sandra. You know, I've been functioning between, you know, the 3, 4, 5s, and I can feel the difference. So just be aware of that that's also where you're floating at the moment. And when things seem really bad and chaotic and hard and like all that sort of stuff, please look for the beauty, because the beauty is what will keep you in the 5. Whereas if you're focusing on the trauma and the drama, that'll keep you in the 3. Okay? And then you'll be pushed and pulled between the 2, which will put you in 4, which will make you feel really shitty in the middle. Oh dear. Hi, Leanne. Hello, darling. All right, so we've actually got this one upside down, which is telling me this is what you're not doing right now. So let's have a look, see what it says. It says relax into the unknown, initiate with trust. Okay, so being that it's upside down, there's some elements of trust that are popping up for you right now. How much do you trust yourself? How much do you allow yourself to relax into the unknown, or do you feel like you have to know all the steps before you actually take one? Are you one of those people that goes all the way from front to back through the IKEA catalog, through the IKEA instructions to find out exactly how to put the piece of furniture together? Or do you know how you're going to get there and then just go step by step as you're going along? Or do you just throw the instructions away altogether and just nut it out in yourself? So this is all about trust, okay? So we're sensing in a moment there of just not really trusting yourself as much as what's required, okay? And if you allow yourself to see where it is that you're not trusting yourself and where that stems from, you can do some healing around that, okay? And interestingly, this next card was also reversed. So this one says, uncover your softer self, beauty lies beneath. So, yeah, you're being too hard on yourself at the moment. There's an element of self-judgment that is coming up right now. And I wonder, is that even yours? Yeah, I know. Liking to plan. I like plans too. So I became an architectural draftsman back in the day. I like plans. I like lists. So uncovering your softer side, this is asking you to just do some nice, soft, gentle things for you. In fact, find some things that is just for you, just for fun. You don't even have to tell anyone. Just being able to choose something that is nice and yummy and nourishing and makes you feel like $1 million. Whether that be, I'm just seeing manicures, pedicures, massage, a bubble bath, you know, and you don't have to spend a lot of money on those sorts of things, although it is nice if you've got somebody else to do that for you. But yeah, I'm seeing a lot of pampering to bring out those soft elements of you, and some spending a bit more time in nature with the flowers and things like that. That seems to be something that's coming through, is like, just what else brings out your softer side? Is it something when you're, being creative with your hands, or yeah, there's something in there that is asking you to be a bit more gentle. Self-massage. Okay, that just popped into my head. So doing some self-massage on your beautiful feminine areas. Getting some, even if it's just a plain mix of like 50% olive oil, 50% coconut oil, as long as you're not allergic to either of those. That's a really, really good way to do some massage on your beautiful body. And you can do that for yourself and just bring out some of those gentler, softer, more yummy, squishy sides of you, okay? Because if you do that, then you're balancing your masculine and your feminine, and then the life it gets a lot easier. I feel very Italian right now. Interestingly, the next card that we've got is enhance your intimate relationships and a deeper connections await. Okay, so it's just reinforcing what just came up, basically, of just those intimate relationships with yourself and with those around you. So sometimes that can look a little bit rough. Sometimes that can look a little bit like speaking up your truth. And when you allow yourself to speak your truth, it can come out a little bit harsh sometimes at the beginning. It can come out like a big huge tumble of words, and it's like, oh my god, what the hell did I just do? Oh my goodness. But those that really love and adore you will hold space for that, and even if they don't, it's time for you to trust you to really hold your own on that one. Okay? People pleasing is no longer for you. Okay? Trying to keep the peace is no longer for you. And this is the time when you're going to have to be you're going to have to start letting your voice be heard, because there's going to be some stuff that's going to come up where in a few years' time you'll go, gosh, I wish I'd said that back then. Okay. Interesting times for you. Interesting times for us all, but interesting times for you, because that's who we're focusing on right now. I love it. And humor. Please retain your sense of humor. Oh dear. Oh, that's so good. And the other thing that was just coming up is so I don't know if you have Spotify, but there is some really lovely guided meditations around the chakras, and I'm getting throat stuff for you. So see if you can find yourself. I know they have them on YouTube as well, but sometimes they have adverts through YouTube. I have a paid Spotify, so that's why it's good for me. But see if you can listen to some guided meditations around your throat chakra. That will help you a lot around this right now. And the base chakra. Those two specifically, and that will be most awesome for you. But yes, do some nice gentle massage on all of your yummy bits. Oh dear. And for those of you going, oh my god, she's talking about sex. No, I'm not actually. It's a common misconception that when you massage the genital area, that you're going to get turned on, and that you're going to have orgasms and all that sort of thing. Not necessarily. For a woman, there can be an element of being turned on, but there's also an element of just feeling nice and warm and held and loved, and that doesn't necessarily translate into lubrication. It quite often just feels nice. You know, it's like when you have a really gorgeous, yummy hug from someone who really, truly means it, and they hold you, doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get an orgasm or turned on or anything like that. It may, but more than likely it's not. It's more about just enjoying the whole thing that is this beautiful bodily embodiment that we have, right? So like those, I don't know what you guys all were taught as young ones around, you know, your body and how to enjoy it, or that, you know, whether you were taught that it's wrong and that it should be covered up and not seen and all of that sort of stuff. I know many of us have had that sort of story. Okay. That's okay. You just, like, even just the lightest of touches is just such a nourishing thing to do, and we don't do it with ourselves. We punish our body so much all the day, every day. We're, you know, moving, shifting, changing, sitting in positions for way too long. We are, with our phones like this, or at a computer like this, or, and we do a lot of repetitive movements, and yet our bodies are still so amazing. And I just think and believe that if you wish to have a really long, beautiful, loving relationship with your body, it's got to start with nourishing all the parts, and especially the parts that either other people have judged harshly or you've judged harshly. One of my areas that I judged so harshly was my belly for such a very, very long time. And that went all the way back to childhood when I was about 12. So I hadn't had my growth spurt yet, and I still had a lot of like childhood chub, if you like. I wasn't an overly fat child or anything, but I had childhood chub. And so my belly was, just a little bit rounded. And I definitely remember my mum telling me to suck my tummy in and stand up straight and, all that sort of stuff, making me very conscious and aware of how my body was being perceived. And it got all the way up into my brain, and it sat there for a long, long time that I couldn't love my beautiful belly. That if it sticks out, it's not lovable and it needs to be hidden away. And so therefore, out come the baggy clothes, out come the things that try to cover you up, out comes the yo-yo dieting and all of that. And even if I could have dieted my way through back to being a size 10, which would be not my body set point is not a size 10 at her happiest, I can almost guarantee that belly would not have disappeared. And that's because there's some energetic reasons, those belief systems that are holding that belly in place, good, bad, or otherwise. And there's one of my beautiful Facebook friends who I have actually met in person. She's done an incredible job, of, reducing her weight over the last 2 years. And she's, I think, reduced it down by, I want to say, more than 50 kilos. Definitely more than 50. I think it's more like 70 kilos now. But still, to this day, she struggles with a lot of the things, emotional things, that had her put all the weight on in the first place. She's not shy about sharing her journey, and I'm so happy for her that she is dealing with these things as they come up. She gets extra support. She sees a psychologist or a therapist or whatever she does as well. And she has an amazing team around her that is helping her on a day-to-day basis. But for people, for others out there, you got to really comprehend the fact that our experiences, our emotions, our thoughts all hold energetic charge, and they get stored in our bodies unless we're willing to actually get rid of them and let them go. And that's what a good energetic healer will do for you. They will, or a good therapist or a good, holistic counselor or whatever will do with you, is to show you what's sitting underneath this top cause. So what's sitting underneath that sore back? What's sitting underneath that, pimple, or what's sitting underneath that bad night's sleep, or what's sitting underneath that toothache, or, whatever it might be, that rash, or, those sorts of things. And they'll look at that, they'll go into that childhood stuff. And that's some of the things that I absolutely love about psychology, and doing more of that. And like Leanne does muscle testing and stuff with the stuff that she does. She's incredible at it. And things that you wouldn't have thought would come through is like, bam, there it is. A couple of questions later, and it's like, poof. Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. Alana Fairchild. Now that sounds familiar, but I can't remember who that is. Not someone I follow. For stuff to do with what's underneath, as I've mentioned many times, I'm an Ina Segal fan. This book helped me starting on my healing journey. So yes. So while I'm in the thought of actually sharing out stuff, my beautiful friends have, I don't know, I'm sure they've still got maybe some tickets left. So if you're not doing anything on Mother's Day, May the 14th, and you wish to have a really nice, nourishing day just for you, I am going to find it. Okay, cool. So yeah, they've got my beautiful friends Jo and Leanne on the 14th of May is going to be doing a Sacred Embrace retreat. And it is from 11 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. at Breathe Stretch Float here in Adelaide. So it's just such a beautiful thing. So I'm just going to grab that and share it up in here for you. Okay. And if that at all sounds like something yummy that you would like to do for you, I know it is on Mother's Day, but not everybody's a mum, or maybe you've got some stuff going on with your mum. Maybe your mum lives in a different state to you. But if you're here in Adelaide and that at all sounds like it could be something yummy that you would like to do, certainly pop in there and grab your ticket. So I will tell you a little bit more about it if they've got a good write-up here. I think they do. Yes, they do. So they've got like an open heart rose cacao ceremony, which I'm really looking forward to because I've never had rose cacao ever. And having a proper like cacao ceremony, I'm just like really looking forward to that. And that's going to have like some intention settings and stuff like that. They are going to do some guided meditations with some Reiki, and then you're going to have a session in the Himalayan salt cave, which will be just so yummy. I've been in there before, and it's just so nice. In fact, I'm going back there tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. They're going to be doing some space clearing kit making, which includes all of the materials and stuff. There'll be a light lunch provided with some grounding and connection time, and it's going to be so much fun. I'm really looking forward to being there. So hi Crystal. So let me see. Let me just check the PayPal, see if anybody else has actually done a little donation through to the PayPal account. And if they have, cool, I will do an extended reading. Good old PayPal. made me do 3 security checks that time. Really needed to make sure that I know who I am and that I'm not a bloody robot. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to ask you all to pick up the first number between 1 and 88, including 1 and 88. First number that pops into your head, please write that into the chat now, because we're going to do gratitude, poem, reading, and intuitive sessions, okay? So do that now, please. Well done. Okay, Leanne. Reflective brightness. She walks along in her own little world, humming a tune, remembering. A love now lost, looking up to see her new love, her smile a shining beacon, to be returned by one as bright. The old is gone but not forgotten, the new unwittingly making her soul sing. Oh my God, Leanne. Ah! Goodness gracious. You have really shifted some shit lately, huh? I can really feel that. There's a definite shifting of the old out of your world and moving into the new. And it is just like so exciting, and just grab that with both hands and just keep running with it, hun, because you're totally on the right track for you. Okay, so keep moving through that. Awesome. I love that. Love that. So keep going, keep doing what you're doing, because you're right. You're just, that is so cool. Excellent. Exactly. All righty, Melinda, let's have a look for you and your beautiful team steps in. Too, huh? Together in harmony. As you leave me tonight, I feel a strange feeling, one that I haven't felt in a long time. It's a feeling of peace, but also one of loss. Peace to know that you'll return, and loss that you aren't with me now. I want you to know, even if I can't say it at the moment, that I care for you, and that when we're apart, I'll be thinking of you. This is about your job, Melinda. It's coming back, and don't worry. I know there's transition stuff going on for you at the moment. It's okay. It's okay. It's like, this is just, it's showing you it's a bit of a transitional space at the moment, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. It's yeah, it's a little bit, I know it's a little bit like, but yeah, it's coming. Don't worry. Don't worry. Be at peace with the space. Be at peace with the flow of what's happening at the moment. Okay? No stress. Don't stress about it. All right, Crystal. Ooh, 61. 61. Your brave little face. Sorry, it's called false faces. Your little brave face, how well you cover up, showing the world what they want to see. But just below the surface is a secret, something that I know. I wish I could take the pain away. Yet from my experience, I know I can't do that. But I'll be here for you as long as possible, for you to lean on. For if you wish to reach out and take my hand, I'll lead you away from the darkness, even if I've done it a million times before. Don't be afraid to show the other side of your brave little face. So, Crystal, whatever it is that you're going through right now, hun, as they say, this too shall pass. And a little bit like some of the reading earlier tonight, please keep looking for the beautiful things in the world. Look for the beauty. And the beauty in nature, the sparkles, the things, the beautiful sense. Like go back to basics, and with your gratitude. Okay, I feel very heavy in the heart right now. So go back to basics with your gratitudes. Be grateful for your 5 senses and find things like I'm grateful for my eyes because. All right. Cool. I didn't catch your live, but cool. And make sure you go, I'm grateful for whatever it is because, and that will create way more of an impact as far as your gratitude goes, and it brings it more into reality for you. So you're not doing lip service to your gratitude. All right. It's so important for you right now just to keep tapping into that heart, but find the things and try not to stress about the stuff that is bringing you down. Focus more on the stuff that's going to help to lighten your load a little bit, okay? And of course, anything that's not yours, please return it all to senders with consciousness attached. Okay, all that energy, all that heavy, dense energy, return it all. And if you are like, oh, but I've, as say a healer, I don't want to take, I don't, if it's come to me, then it's my responsibility to take care of it. No, it's not. You're just aware of it, and that's okay. Return it to Mother Earth. Okay, just let that stuff out of your heart and send it down to Mother Earth to deal with it. Okay, it's not your place. It's not your responsibility to deal with all those energies. You can be the conduit for sure, but it's not your job. Okay, whoever that came from, it's their job, and you've just sort of intercepted it in the middle. All right, beautiful. Thank you. I'm glad that you've been doing gratefulness affirmations and stuff and beauty in nature. Keep going and tap more into your body. I'm getting a slight sense of disconnect there. So yeah, bring your beautiful body and your being back into alignment. And there might be some stuff there around your masculine feminine balance that might be required to have a little bit of a deeper look at. Okay. Alrighty. Where did we get up to? Oh, Shwana, you know better than 444. So we're going to go for 44. Maybe it was a slip of the finger. All right. I hope that helps, Crystal. What's the time on the clock? All right. So did you want number 44? Did you desire to have 44 as your poem, or are you choosing something else? Yeah. So, Crystal, with the masculine and feminine energies, so I was very much in my masculine for a really, really, really long time. And how that showed up in my world was I was a really big control freak. And and a neat freak, slightly on the side of OCD. But it was more that I had to have control of the things in my space and what was happening around me. And that came through from having very, very strong mother figures in my world, which were so slightly narcissistic. And so for me to be able to be the energetic being that I am and cope with that level of abusiveness of energies, I learned how to cope with that by being really majorly in my masculine and just not trusting other people, and not trusting other people to do things for me. You know, that good old adage, if you want something done properly, you got to do it yourself. That's a very masculine trait. And it's a really, really big sign that somebody's out of balance. And it was certainly one of mine. And so I went on a big, big journey around the feminine energies and diving into my feminine spaces and releasing so many belief systems that just were not helpful. And it was a huge journey for a good 18 months solidly. I had to get out of a relationship and I had to move house, and I ended up, in that 18 months, I lost my job, or I walked away from my career of 6.5 years in disability. I went out, I did my own thing for 12 months. I did so many things that were out of the ordinary for me, just so I could remember who I was as a balanced woman, and balance between my masculine and feminine energies, between my doing and my creating, between my softness and my drive, between my rest and my action. There was a lot of stuff around that over that 18 months. So yeah, it's a big area, and one that I'm so grateful that I went on, because I've learned that when I'm more in balance between my masculine and feminine, life in general is actually so much easier. So much easier. So yeah. And you can just be more in touch with what your body is requiring in any moment, and the people around you seem to help you more, and it's really interesting. It's sort of little things that when you sort of reflect back on, you go, oh yeah, that's happening, and oh yeah, that happened. Oh wow, that person did that for me today, and oh, what do you know? So yeah, it's a fascinating space, and your awareness also goes through the roof. Like, as in, people can't lie to you, or if they do, you smell it, and it's just like, really, it's like hyper, like not hyper, but like you become more finely tuned to the smoke and mirrors out there. All right, Shwana. Right, now that we're back to 44. All right. Reborn. With each trouble and problem, even before I knew you existed, was bringing me closer to you. My life has had much heartache, as has yours, and through our hurt, we've learned to be wary. However, when two souls connect, nothing can hold them back. The restrictions we put upon our hearts are wiped away with one single tear, to be replaced with undeniable trust, souls and bodies connecting to become a brand new life. Okay, Shwana. For you, my sweet, I'm getting that there are some spaces of vulnerability that you may be. I think your team is asking for you to dive into those spaces with vulnerability with those that are closest to you. I'm just hearing be seen. Allow yourself to be seen. All of you. The good, the bad, the ugly, and the awesome. Those deepest desires that you've held down in your heart, down in your bottom of your belly. It's time. It's time to bring them up to be heard, to be seen, so that who you're with is able to contribute to those dreams. And even if you think they're silly, and even if you think they think it'll be silly, say it anyway. Because you won't know how committed you are to doing something that you truly desire unless you're willing to stand up for it, especially with those closest to you. So let yourself be seen. Let yourself be heard. You've got some magical stuff coming forward. And if you were around, I don't think you were around when we did the group reading, there's going to be a lot of really awesome possibilities coming up over this next week. And there's going to be loads of possibilities and opportunities for you to dive right into the romantic and gorgeous side of relationships this week coming, and possible other stuff coming up around, your general creations, that sort of stuff too. So loads of possibilities, maybe even career or money or gosh, I don't know, but there's going to be loads of just really yummy stuff floating up and around. So just be aware of that too. And along with that was the message about just making sure that whenever you choose something, that you're in consultation with your heart, your mind, your feminine energies, if you do muscle testing or whatever techniques that you use, but just make sure that you have total alignment between all of them. Don't just run from your head, don't just run from your heart. Be aware of both, or all three, or all four, or however many you choose to consult. All right. Okie dokie. Hope that helps, Joanna. Edwina, come on down. You're welcome, Joanna. All right. Just remembered I require to tell you all, those of you who have not yet joined the Find You Fridays community group on Facebook. I'm going to pop it up in here now. All right. So over there's going to be more content. So I've only just opened it up this week. And over there'll be a little bit more content throughout the week, and and I have some plans for that group moving into the future as well, of maybe doing some kind of like workshop-y type things or short courses or something like that we can work through in there. And it could be stuff around, books that I've got on the go at the moment, or there's so many things that, especially in the book side of things, that I really wish to dive into with an existing community. So these are all books that I have played with generally, and other tools and bits and bobs that come up into my mind. There's been a few things that have come up this week that I've gone, oh, I could really put that in the Find You Fridays community group. And as well as these things that I can share in here of the actual Find You Fridays, but there might be just sort of short content happening over in the group. So if you haven't joined in there yet, please feel free to hop in there, have a look around. and join up. And I would love to see you over there. And we'll see what else we can create from now and into the future in the Find You Fridays community, because you guys are all just so amazing. And I'd really love to see just a bigger community growing over there. All right. So you can support each other throughout the week as well as, on Fridays, because you are just so gorgeous. All righty, Edwina, hopefully you're floating around. A little cup of tea. Edwina. I know there's always a little bit of a delay. Delay. Oh, well, Edwina, hopefully you catch this. If not, on the replay at 1 hour and 31 minutes. All right, reflections. In the screwed up world where people don't think of what will happen if they say something or do something, why can't this generation and the ones to come accept the past, present, and future, the people around them, and not judge? A person is shaped by their experiences. To assess a person without exploring their personality, experiences, and opinions is shallow. The greatest gift in the world to give to another is trust. From trust stems love, respect, and friendships. But how can one gain trust without looking into every crevice, fold, and layer of another person? Many people have learned to be cautious because at some time in their lives that trust was misused, and they form a wall around themselves and will keep it there till someone is able to take the time, effort, and kindness to slowly take that wall down. Every person requires a soulmate, someone to trust implicitly and not be judged in any way. Together, they will be able to branch out, always give encouragement, support, and love to each other. So what I'm seeing in here is there's elements of trust coming up for you, Edwina. There's stuff around, friendships mostly. And I'm hearing there is somebody in your world that is actually like a soul sister that requires to be acknowledged as such, and for you to really enjoy and embrace and know that that person does actually have your back. So that wall that has come up around you after so long of being misused and abused and all of that sort of stuff, it's starting to come down, and that's why it feels uncomfortable. But trust those people that do truly have your back and allow them in. Okay, so I hope that helps. There is some interesting energies coming up for you at the moment that are asking to be healed and cleared, and I know that you can do that in the ways that you know. If not, there's plenty of energetic healers around. Leanne's a pretty awesome one. Just saying. So let's have a look. Bella. So Leanne from Amazing Life Strategies, she actually came on and did a podcast series with a podcast episode with me. And then we got to do, I got to experience one of her amazing sessions. And it was so incredible. I, at the time, was suffering with a cramp in my foot, and it wouldn't go away. And it happened after one of, oh, you're welcome, Edwina. it happened actually after I'd done one of these Find You Fridays, and I just got this massive cramp and it would not shift. And it had me basically stuck to my chair for a good couple of hours after I'd finished the show because I couldn't walk on it. And the beautiful Leanne came through, and I can't remember how long it had been with me with this funky foot, maybe even up to a week. And she came through, did the session, and it was poof. She did her magic, and it released it off until it was about 90, I'd say 98% gone at that session. And then the last little bit just sort of eased off over the next 24 hours. But yeah, it was some stuff that was childhood stuff that had been triggered, that had been activated to be healed and cleared from when I was like 4 years old. Pretty amazing stuff. You just never know. Like, that's what's in my foot. Who would have thought? All right, Bella. Friends. Friends, they are the people with whom you share your deepest thoughts and emotions. For some strange reason, people are drawn together in a bond which can't be seen. As time goes on, this tie can strengthen, but at the same time become even more fragile. These people trust each other, trust what they say is true, trust what they do is being genuine. Sometimes a friend will do something which they think is for the best, but can damage the bond between the two friends. This is a true test of friendship to see whether they can come out on top and be even stronger. Yeah, it was amazing. I was so happy, Leanne. So Bella, you know what? Sometimes people fuck up. That's what I'm going to say. And we have to have allowance for fuck ups sometimes. And I'm not perfect. I make mistakes from time to time. And I am also the first one to apologize if I have made a mistake. What I find really lovely, though, is if I have made a mistake with a friend and I'm genuinely going, oh my goodness, I am so sorry. I deeply apologize for having hurt you, is to have the other person receive that. Okay? So whether you're the person that's fucked up or whether somebody else is fucked up with you, and I'm sorry, Mary Magdalene, but I had to say it like that. There's this element of receiving, of knowing that you're not just saying sorry, or the other person's not just saying sorry to make the stuff go away. They're saying it from that space of genuine caring. And you're receiving it from that space of genuine caring and communion. So if you recall what I was saying about, the fifth dimension space, it's when we apologize, it's not just when you're in the fifth dimension, you generally wouldn't choose it, but you're working from the kingdom of we rather than the kingdom of me. It's not about doing it because it's the right thing to do. It's about doing it because it's the correct thing to do. There is no judgment. Just being that space of allowance and kindness and gratitude and, that genuineness. That. And sometimes we can put a whole lot of pressure on ourselves, which is totally undue. Undue pressure and judgment on ourselves. Like sometimes I still occasionally go into the sunlight. I'm a really shitty friend sometimes. Because I'm not someone who will reach out to you every single day or even every single week and go, hey, how you going? I'm just not that type of friend. But when then there are other people that I will be that with, it's like we might share a message once a month, and other times will be every day or multiple times a day, and then it might be once or twice a week or whatever, and then there'll be a long gap in between our chats or whatever. There are some of like really dear friends of mine that I've had since primary school that I might only speak to once every 6 months, but they're still dear friends to me. They don't judge me for not contacting them all the time, and I don't judge them for not contacting me all the time. So you've got to get your vibe tribe. I heard that the other day, and I was like, oh, I love that, And your vibe tribe knows who you be, and they love you for it. And they don't judge you for that. If somebody's not in your vibe tribe, it'll stand out like a sore thumb. All right. So just be aware that you might be judging yourself a little bit harshly at the moment. Please stop. Please stop. And, love your friends. Love on your friends. Love on the people who have got your back. And if somebody fucks up, cut them a little bit of slack. Okay? And including you. All right. All right. Now, have I caught up with all of those? I think I did. Yay, I certainly did. Aww. Edwina, did you wish to have a bit longer reading, darling? I can do that for you. Edwina very, very kindly has put in a beautiful donation, and if we recall from last week, all of the donations from this month will be going towards Jan Pickard's Walking for Love, I think it's called. She's doing it for the hospice. Where did I put that? I did have it up there, but my computer's gone. Shut everything down for a moment. I saved it somewhere. Why did you do that? You crack-a-lacka. Okay. Now, the funny thing is that Jan actually doesn't know that we're going to be donating this week. So I'm really looking forward to being able to gift this to her. Walk for Love, I was correct. And it is for the Mary Potter Foundation. So her mum was in Mary Potter, which is a hospice. And she received absolutely brilliant care. I've known people who have gone into Mary Potter and had absolutely lovely, brilliant care from the staff in there. Very kind and compassionate people. So when I I'm always on the lookout for something that is where the Find You Fridays donations can go towards, that is really going to mean something. And I really, when it hits me, it hits me. It's like psh, in my face. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing how she feels about our lovely big donation. So I'm going to enjoy passing that on with a bit of Find You Fridays love. All right. So Edwina, my sweet. I'm hearing ding dongs in my ear hole. Okay. Let's see. Cool. You just said reading. Oh, Edwina. What I need to focus on, please. Alrighty. Edwina Potter. Well, first of all, I'm going to say for you, please remove the word need out of your vocabulary. So if you would just go on a little bit of a language lesson with me for a second. This is something that it's something people can get a little bit funky about, but I've had many interesting conversations about this over the years. So when we need something, what it's actually doing is sending the message to the universe that we lack in that thing and that we're asking for more lack of that thing. And so when we go, we need money, what message we are giving to the universe is that we are lacking in money and that we are asking for more lack in that area of. So the universe will go, okay, that's fine. I'll give you some more bills. That'll make sure that you don't have money in your bank account. Or I'll get a way for money to just disappear out of your thing, out of your pocket. So first of all, change the word need in your vocab for desire or require. If you don't like the word desire, if you have funny points of views around the word desire, you can say require and wish. So that just changes the energy of that particular request from a outwards going to an inwards coming. Okay, so when we require something, and this is a really handy little word to bring into your space, because when you're asking for things and if somebody's like being really super demanding of you even, and they're just being all like manipulative and stuff, you can go, so truth, what do you require of me? And it'll stop them in their tracks because quite often they don't know what they desire of you. They just know that they want to judge you and yeah. So it's interesting. It's an interesting space. All right. So Edwina. Hi, Annie. If you would like to pop in a little donation, we can have a look at that for you. Sure. Okay. So let's have a look and see what Edwina is required to focus on for the now. The other one is want. Same thing. Need and want. Best buds in the lack department. If you have a look at a dictionary that is pre-1940s, I think it is, you'll actually see it has like 26 definitions for lack. And then we get into some interesting spaces around, patriarchy and all that sort of stuff, which I can't be bothered going into right now. Okay, Edwina. First up, we've got your moon cycles card. Okay, so this is to me is saying it is really time for you to notice how the energies of the moon, how the energies of the earth don't generally change too much unless you're traveling between countries or things like that. But if you're generally staying roughly in the same spot, although in saying that, within that can be changes too, depending on how sensitive you are to entities and things and the trauma of the land. So moon cycles and things like that, become more aware of how the moon is actually affecting you and your body. For me, for example, the full moon, which is what we've got coming up at the end of next week, makes me slow down. It almost saps a bit of my energy, like my go, go, go. It becomes like a slow, slow, slow. And that's something that I've noticed for me. And that is just through documenting, how is the full moon making me feel? How am I feeling now? And then contrasting it with the new moon, where everything's like, go, go, go. Yeah. I'm a little energizer bunny when it comes to the new moon, and it's complete opposites. Right. So start having a look at that. And within that, I'm actually also getting, there's some, this is going to be teaching you more about how to become more finely attuned to your body, and this incredible piece of equipment that you have chosen to embody. It is telling you stuff all the time, every single moment of the day. It is giving you messages, and within those messages, it's up to you to figure out how to translate those messages. Okay, so they're starting off nice and gentle with you by saying, hey, have a look at the moon and see how that is affecting you, and keep growing and expanding from there. The next thing that we've got coming up for you is a career transition, interestingly enough. So is there something coming up for you around a possibility with a new job opportunity coming up? Because if we pair this particular reading with the general reading for the collective at the start of the show, this is very relevant. And you might find that you'll be, over the next little week or so, you might have some more opportunities or possibilities coming your way to have a look at and consider. All right, so just be aware of that. There's some definite stuff coming up for you around being and moving into something that is actually really lighting you up. Yeah, wow. Because you're not there at the moment. This is your in-between job, huh? The next card that we've got is the Indigo and Crystal Children. You have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive. So what is it that you know that you could help teach others? What is it that you've already learned throughout your journey that you could create into workshops or take to organizations and being able to teach? Or what is it that you have ultimately crafted within yourself that is now able, if you really allow it to be seen and heard, be the huge gift that you truly be? If you are allowing yourself to be seen and heard in totality, what would that look like? What would that feel like for you? I'm getting some interesting left hip stuff coming up at the moment. So I wonder what Ina says about left hips. Let's have a look. All right, cool. That makes total sense. All right. So Edwina, with the hip stuff, Ina Segal is talking about it. Not all of this might be relevant to you, but just have a listen and have a look and see what is relevant for you. So Family problems and disagreements. Who are you carrying on your hip? Feeling used, unappreciated, angry, betrayed, deceived, let down, shot down, alienated, experiencing strain, frustration, guilt, lack of support, too much responsibility, feeling unacknowledged and taken advantage of and manipulated. All right. So this amazing book of The Secret Language of Your Body, if you haven't got that, you can pick it up at Big W for like, I think it was $25, something around that. It is the cheapest place to pick it up. That's like easily, readily, like bam, in your hands right now. And within that, there's a remedy for this stuff. Now, the interesting thing when we look at that, and I'm feeling this in my hip, it's like in the actual bone of my hip, which is interesting. This is what I was talking about before, of like when I'm tuning in on a person, it's like my body becomes the X-ray of your body. But my body is also the interpretation system. So it's telling me information that I can then go, oh, okay, well, it's kind of like the scientist who sees a certain reaction happen within the test tubes. Well, this test tube is my body. And so then I have to figure out what the hell that means, right? So thank goodness we have incredible people like Ina Segal in the world, because now I know that that's stuff that's relevant for you, which is cool. Now we have a look at this. Cool. All right. Interesting, huh? Now that stuff, as I was saying before, there's the remedy in there that you can, when you get the book and you do the remedy for the hips, and you'll feel a lot more relief, and you'll start looking at these areas of your life, these energetic areas which are holding in your body. Like our brains can only hold so much stuff. And then our brain just goes, okay, I can't hold any more of this energetic stuff. I've got to put it somewhere else. And so it still does a beautiful filing system. And it just files it into whatever area is relevant for that particular thing, which is why, that what I read out there, not everything might be relevant for you, but some of it might be, or all of it might be. And then you go through and you do the procedure, you do the remedy, right? And this is really empowering you to heal you. This is not about you, like me, having to heal you or take you through that process. It's not like Ina Segal's taking you through that process. She's laid out the instructions there for you, and you get to do that for yourself. You can, of course, see energetic healers like myself, or Leanne from Amazing Life Strategies, or even Brooke is an incredible healer as well. We've got some amazing people that are floating up in and around this community that are energetic healers within their own right. And I love that you're all floating around here too. So hi, Brooke. He comes in and I shut him out straight away. He's like, so there are plenty of resources out there. And I mean, this is just from my little community, let alone the bigger community out there of like energetic healers and stuff. So there's loads and loads and loads and loads of opportunities for you to seek help. Okay. The interesting thing is your next card that come up is actually compassion. So the compassion is around softening your heart with respect to the situation and all the people involved, including yourself. So if we have another look at that hips area, okay, so family problems, disagreements, who are you carrying on your hip, all that sort of stuff. Like it says right here, soften your heart, have compassion. If you really truly had compassion for yourself or the other people involved in the situation, what would that feel like for you? Would you be able to actually let them go? Would you be able to, as in, forgive them for whatever has happened in your world? there's a beautiful process that I do with forgiveness and relationships and stuff, and it's a full thing of like, you go through soul fragments, and there's forgiveness process, and then there's a cord cutting and root removals, and there's this whole thing that I do in a session. And what it does is it gives you the freedom, the energetic freedom, to keep moving forward with your life. And even if the other person doesn't change a skerrick, your response to them changes, because you're no longer being held down by their big smelly pile of poop sitting on your back. So just a thought. The next thing that we've got for you, my dear, is passion. Okay, so trust and follow your renewed passion in your love life and career. So interesting, you've got 2 career cards that have popped up into your reading tonight. Okay, so obviously, an answer to your question of what do you require to focus on, your career is what you desire to focus, what is required for you to focus on, your career. And also, interesting, sorry, I didn't see this before. This is to do with your child self. Okay. So along with helping you to look at what can you teach others, it's also about diving into talking to little Edwina. What knowledge has she got to share? What pain is she still in that she hasn't healed yet? That beautiful child trauma. And this is something I heard the other day. What was it? I'm trying to think. I think it was pretty sure it was this one. Heal the Witch Wound. And I was listening to the last little bit of it, and there was a moment there where she's talking about, you can have been brought up with the most amazing parents in the world, and there'll still be something that they did to mess you up. It's a part of what this life is about. So it'll be, there'll just be something possibly even small and innocuous that gets stuck in our heads, and it's like, that'll be the thing that messes you up. But yes, passion. So what is it that you're passionate about? What is it that you are not choosing yet, that if you did choose it, would allow you all the freedom that you've been asking for a really long time? And if you allowed yourself the space to play with your desires, to play with what you truly wish to have in the world, what would that look like? What would that feel like? What would that smell like? What would that taste like? So as we are shuffling this next round, this little yummy card, I'm going to ask you to play with this if you choose. You don't have to. You don't have to do anything. You can be a rebel like me and go, no, you can't tell me what to do. That's why dieting doesn't work for me, because I have an internal rebel that goes, you can't tell me what to do. That's why diets don't work, because I'm trying to tell myself what to do and it doesn't work. Hi, Annette. And so I will just invite you to play with things like a moon journal, like educating yourself about the cycles of the moon and how that affects your body. just taking note. How did I feel today? What were my energy levels like today? How was my creativity today? And also inviting you to have a regular check-in with little Edwina and allow her to start speaking with you a little bit more deeply. And if you want to sort of know how to do that, imagine that you're talking to like your beloved little niece, if you like. Because sometimes if I say your sister, you go into like sibling rivalry, which is not nice. But if I say your niece, it's like they're just so adored, right? And just have those beautiful conversations with her because she's requiring to be seen and heard. Yes, and my phone number. I actually have like 2 pay IDs. Pretty sure my phone number is one of them. Let me just double check. And you've got my phone number, Annette, so you'll be right. I can't remember. There it is. Yep. Yep, the phone number is the one. All right, Edwina, your yummy card is support. Okay. It's okay to reach out and have support. It's okay to be vulnerable and allowing others to see your pain and your trauma and your healing and your lightness and your sparkle and your smile and your mess. It's okay. You're a beautiful, incredible being, and allow yourself to be seen. Okay. I hope that helps, Edwina. It's a little bit of an all over the rambly one, but yeah, there we go. It's going to be some deep dives into your softer, gentler sides for a little bit. Okay. Alrighty. Let me check my PayPal. Oh, my favorite was a tractor. And to answer your question, Brooke, I'm going good. But I'm still not a robot. That one? I think that's it. Cool bananas. You're welcome, Edwina. It's my pleasure to be able to read for you. You know where to find me. All right. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. All righty, Miss Annette. What would you like me to focus on, my friend? Such a squishy. Such a squishy. back and yeah, I saw. So, my sweet, what would you like me to focus on? Whatever is going on in your world, my love, there's some energies there. Oh my goodness. Oh, lower back shit again. I destroy and create my relationships with everyone and everything. Everything it was, is, and will be. Right. I think one of the things that my body is starting to ask me for is a different chair to sit on. If I could bear to sit on my yoga ball and actually be still on my yoga ball while doing this show and not have it make funny noises, then I would totally sit on my yoga ball. All right, and then let's see. But no, I'm getting more and more that my body is asking me to have a different chair to sit on instead of my chair that I have currently. I haven't done like closed eyes shuffling online for a long time. You have some interesting cards coming out in it. I wouldn't have expected anything less from you, my love. Oh, okay. We're getting lots of yawns today. Oh dear. Yes, indeed. How many of you do yawn after I yawn? Oh dear. House renos all week. Nice. Nice. So, Annette, first of all, we have you are profoundly clairvoyant. It's like state the obvious, dudes. So trust what you see in your mind's eye as well as with your physical sight, for your spiritual vision helps you with healing, teaching, and guidance. Interesting. I actually heard touching, read touching. So I'm going to go with that because what body work is being asked for you to learn or remember? Remember that you are currently resisting and reacting to learning because of what happened in the past. And if you did allow yourself to remember it, would create so much more ease for you and the people that you have as clients. The next one that we've got is you are a powerful light worker. It's, again, state the obvious, dudes. It is safe for you to be powerful. Your spiritual power brings great blessings and loving service to the divine. So who is your divine? Which goddesses are you choosing to play with and interact with at the moment? It's just started raining. So if my reception goes, that's why. Okay? Just letting you know. But the big thing that I saw in that is it's safe for you to be powerful. And the one thing that I definitely learned while I was deep in my feminine journey is that there is a real power with actually embracing your feminine side as opposed to your masculine side. And I know that you've got a pretty good balance now between your feminine and your masculine, but be aware of where you might be slipping more into your masculine. And allow yourself to dive back into your feminine a bit more. Okay. You're gonna love these cards. You're just gonna love it. You're gonna love it. The next card that we've got for you is your power animal. So your animal spirit guide is a guardian to you and is helping you with the situation. So who's your spirit animal? Do you speak with them very much? And what else do you know about spirit animals that you are hesitant to share? And about creating and developing spirit animals and the connection with them, rather. That if you allowed yourself the space to be able to facilitate that with other people, there's some interesting stuff happening around that. You know, it's that powerful light worker and that power animal coming together. I'm seeing you teaching a lot more. Maybe are you creating some workshops? Because the next card that we got is a throat chakra card. So the angels are helping you to lovingly speak your truth, right? Speaking your truth. Do some chakra work around your throat, please. Allow your, it almost feels like your throat is requiring like a warm, soft, like lots of soft things. Like soft scarf, not a scarf, like just softness, soft clothing around your neck and your throat, like almost like, you know, the warm hot water bottles or wheat bags or something like that around your throat. It's just requiring a lot of tenderness and care and loving. You know, you've got shite loads of tools, energetic healing tools, and I'm getting a sense that like they're asking for you to really deal with your throat chakra, because the next card that we've got is cancel, clear, delete, which, you know, use only positive words and thoughts as they're rapidly manifesting into form. Ask the angels to cancel the effects of past negative thinking. So let's have a look at that. So let's do a quick clearing, because I know that you know how to pot and bock. So all of the spaces and places, lifetimes, dimensions, realities and non-realities where you have had negative thinking and speaking in all of your past lifetimes, dimensions, realities and non-realities, because we're not going to muck around here, and you're judging yourself for that, will you now destroy and uncreate it, please? Let it all go to the universe. Thank you. And all the spaces and places, lifetimes, dimensions, realities, and non-realities, because I can't pod and pock up on here. So you have to pod and pock yourself. You are prejudging yourself for what you will say in the future. And all lifetimes, dimensions, realities, and non-realities, will you now destroy and uncreate all of that times Godzillion? Thank you. And all the spaces and places, lifetimes, dimensions, realities, and non-realities, which requires your unique brand of kindness, compassion, and unconditional love through your throat and your neck and into your chest. Will you please send it there now, including this one? Thank you. Please perceive, know, be, and receive all of that times a Godzillion. Awesome. The other card that came out for you, Annette, and I apologize for saying this wrong, is Sekhmet. Looks very Egyptian to me. She is the Red Lady. I am pure strength. I honor my anger by giving voice to it. So again, the stuff around the throat. So everywhere that you're holding on to your anger and not giving voice to your anger, will you now, with total ease, joy and glory, with kindness and compassion, allow that to be expressed? Thank you. I think you have those cards here. So that might be one that you would like to have a look at a little bit deeper. Sekhmet. Sekhmet. There is the index for this one. There it is. 4. So Sekhmet represents the sacred rage that keeps us protected and reminds the world of pure strength of female power. So she's the Egyptian warrior goddess depicted in the head of a lioness and the body of a woman. So yes, it's time to let yourself cool. And the soul voice meditation is, where can I create loving boundaries in my life? Okay. Hi, Julie. Thank you for tuning in with us. All right. And your yummy card, Annette. Interesting. Purification. So you said renovations all week. You're stirring up a lot of the energies in your home, which is awesome. And as I know that you'll be aware of, within that, there'll be a lot of other energies, energetic friends that'll be getting stirred up. So, and that's also within you. Please take time to clear. Cancel, clear, delete those energetic friends as well. And just clear out purification of you and your body as well as your space. Thank you so, so much for your donation, Annette. I am incredibly grateful for you because you are one of my dear friends. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course, we will be donating the proceeds to Jan Pickard's Walk for Love. So I will be doing that after tonight's show, and that will just help her to get across the line for a little bit more of where she is at with her donations. So let's have a look-see. Excellent. So she has currently raised $300 for hers, and let's have a look at her her team. So her team is doing all right. I'm very proud of them. So they, as a team so far, they've raised $600. That's awesome. So we'll be able to add to that tonight, which is just fantastic. So again, the Mary Potter Foundation is for people who are in hospice, and I'm just really looking forward to seeing her results as she goes for her big long walk. So thank you, Find You Fridays community, for contributing to that beautiful organization via me. And I look forward to being able to share our good news with Jan. All right, my friends, before I go, I am going to do a little bit of a meditation with you. And this meditation is going to be around receiving. It is going to be around not relevant, okay? not that. It is going to be around receiving with total ease and being able to express yourself, because that's come out a lot tonight too, is around the expression of your truth and your voice and all of that sort of stuff. I hope that our beautiful internet holds out while we quickly do this, and then I will disappear for the evening. All right. So everybody, please close your eyes. Just relax your shoulders. Take a big, deep breath in. All the way down to the bottom of your bellies. And then slowly letting it back out again. Expanding out your lovely, big, beautiful bellies. And then breathing it out again. And this time when you breathe in, I'd like you to imagine bringing Mother Earth energy all the way up through, from the center of Mother Earth, all the way up through your feet, all the way up through your body, through to the crown. And as you breathe out, bringing Father Sky energy all the way down through your body, through your feet, down into Mother Earth. Bringing Mother Earth energy all the way up. And now Father Sky energy down. Bringing Mother Earth energy up with all of the unconditional love. And then Father Sky energy down. Breathing out gratitude for everything and everyone. And now expanding out your awareness. If you didn't join us before, expanding out your awareness beyond the size of the country, beyond the size of the planet, beyond the size of the solar system, beyond the size of the galaxies. Beyond the size of the universes. Beautiful. And if you wish to go out further, you're more than welcome to do so. Beautiful. And now keeping nice and expanded out with your awareness, grab your sense of allowance and expand that out to the size of the room in a big bubble, expanding out your sense of allowance beyond the size of the country, up into the sky and down into the earth. Expanding out your allowance beyond the size of the planet, beyond the size of the solar system, beyond the size of the galaxies, beyond the size of the universes, and now beyond your awareness. And now as this energy from Mother Earth is flowing through your body, I'd like you to do a little scan of your body right now. And just have a look to see if there's any dark areas or contracted, stuck areas which are preventing you from fully receiving the energy of Mother Earth. Checking through your toes, your heels, your ankles, your shins and your calves, through your knees and your thighs, and any little areas that you see as you're coming up your body, just take a note of them. Coming up through your pelvis, through all your genitals, through your spine, all the way up through your belly and all your internal organs. Just having a scan of your own body, through your ribs, your shoulder blades, your heart, all the way down, your arms, your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, through to your hands and your fingertips, out through your throat and your neck, through your jaw, your gums, your teeth, your lips, your tongue, your nose, your eyes, your ears, your forehead, all the way up through to the crown. And now all those little spots that you saw that are preventing you from fully receiving the unconditional love of Mother Earth, I'd like you to go and pull them out or encourage them to come out of your body right now, so that in front of you. And now imagine gathering them all up. That's it. And now make them bigger. Make it bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's okay if you feel like you're going to freak out, but it's all right. Just keep rolling with it. Keep going bigger and bigger and bigger, and keep going to the size of the room. Keep going to the size of the country that you're in. And I reckon you'll find around about now, it'll start to dissipate. But keep going bigger until it completely disappears. And all of that energy all of that stuckness disappears up into the sky, down into the earth, to be cleansed and cleared and never to return to you again. And now just focusing on your body once again, your levels of receiving. And just watch as that beautiful energy of Mother Earth comes up from underneath your feet and now fills up all of those little areas that have just been vacated. Take a big deep breath. Bringing that energy all the way up, and now bringing Father Sky energy all the way down. Okay, and once again, we're going to have a look at that. Any areas, do a scan of your body, any areas that are preventing you from fully receiving the gift of gratitude from Father Sky, will you please now do the same process? Pull them all out of your body, gather them all up in front of you. And now expand it up. Expand that out. Blowing it up like a big, big hot air balloon. Keep expanding, 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 expanding. Expand bigger than the room, bigger than the country. And then keep going until it completely just disintegrates. That's it. Well done everybody. And now again, feeling that Father Earth sky, from Father Sky energy moving down through your body, through the crown of your head, all the way down. Embracing the darker sides and the lighter sides of yourself. Father Sky is not always in the light, sometimes he's in the dark. And the same with Mother Earth. She has the light sides and the dark sides. And this is what they're teaching us every single day. It's okay to have the darker sides of you. In fact, it's absolutely necessary. It is a requirement for you. In your growth and your development, to have light sides and dark sides. And now feel and perceive and receive your body as it now receives all of that lovely Father Sky energy all the way down through the body, balancing out that masculine and feminine energies, teaching you what that feels like so that you may live this every single day. Beautiful. So now I'd like you to imagine that you're standing underneath a big, beautiful crystalline waterfall. And the water is now flowing over and through your body, through every cell and molecule of your body, just cleansing, clearing, and clarifying your entire body from top to toe. And now as we step out onto big, warm river rock, you feel Mother Earth energy still underneath your feet. And with every inwards breath, you're bringing Mother Earth energy up through your body so she can nourish and nurture every single element of your cells, all the way up through from your feet to your crown. And as you breathe out, bringing Father Sky energy down, and just feel how different that feels. Beautiful. Take another couple of breaths. And if you have any fairy folk around you right now, please say hello to them. Enjoy them. See their colours and enjoy who they be and the contribution that they be to you. I quite often have my fairy folk around me at this stage. They're always so happy to see me. They love watching where I've changed and shifted. They have this incredible acknowledgement system that they use, where they just get so excited about all the little things that you do. And especially the stuff that helps them. Alrighty, my beautiful ones, you can open up your eyes now. So hopefully that helps you to be able to receive over the coming week all these beautiful opportunities and possibilities that are going to be coming your way. And just remembering to keep centered, make sure you have a total quorum between your mind and your heart and any other awareness centers that you use. And I hope you have an absolutely brilliant, beautiful, amazing week. I am going to be doing something really super yummy for me tomorrow, and that is going to be hanging out with some beautiful like-minded women, and we're going to be helping into the breathe, stretch, float Himalayan salt cave, and then we're going to go have a yummy lunch and just hang out. And if the weather's nice enough, we'll go over to the botanical gardens and hang out in the dahlias. So I'm looking forward to that tomorrow. All right, gorgeous ones. I hope you do have an absolutely brilliant week. Let me just double check how to say yes on Tasty Tuesday's name. So Daphne Denboa. So she is from the Mood Lifter, but she is actually going to be coming on to be our first brave speaker around pregnancy loss. And that is going to be our topic for this month. Amongst other things, there's another topic in there, a couple of other things in there as well, but it's going to be a little bit more focused on pregnancy loss. So have a fun day in Australia. Thanks, Grandmaster. Oh dear. Oh, that's awesome, dude. I'm so happy for you. Yes, it's nighttime here. It's 11:15 at night in Adelaide. So yes, time for me to definitely take my sweet little body off to bed. And I'm really looking forward to my Tasty Tuesdays guest this week. It's this week coming. She's very brave, and I am so, so happy for her that she is brave enough and to honor me with her coming in to have a chat with me about her pregnancy losses. So until next time I see you, please get out there, do something tasty for yourself. I don't really mind what it is, but please do something kind of nurturing for you. There's some really cool energies that are up right now that are able to help you with all that you desire in the world. And until I see you next time, whether it be here or over in Tasty Tuesdays or in the Find You Fridays community group, be bold, be brave, be you, my beautiful ones. And until next time, bye-bye.